Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Commander Leonard here with another video on DC Legends. And guys, update 1.9 dropped last night and it was pretty awesome in my opinion. Some great changes. Doombox and I were talking about it, doing some testing last night, and I'm ready to talk to you about some of the highlights that I believe, because again, I don't have time to cover it all here in the video because it would be way too long, but let's go ahead and get into it. So first of all, we've got new modes in the game. We got Hero Challenge and we have new daily events, and we're going to talk about those as we take a look at them in game. We also have some new heroes. Supergirl and Firestorm, nothing new there, but we're getting 3 new Green Lanterns, and those are Jessica Cruz, Arcus, Chummock, and Metphil. So that's very exciting, guys. We're going to get 3 new characters in January. Cannot wait for that. I don't know if they're going to be PvP rewards or if they're going to be available through a story mode. I'm going to guess they're going to be PvP rewards and maybe even Hero Challenge events. Then we have some gameplay enhancements. They fine-tuned the arena. Now I'm still testing that one out. I don't see any changes a lot, but anyway, optimized graphics, that does look very, very smooth, and some of the graphics and the animations look very good, and we're going to get into that as well. We have some interface improvements. Now we got some fixabilities, and this is probably the most important part, because this part right here, those changes are what, in my opinion and Doombox's opinion, changed the PvP meta, and we're going to get into that as we get into the video. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is that Hero Challenge section right here. I said yesterday in my video that it looked like a new mode, and I guess technically it is a new mode, but all they did was they took the Hero Challenges, the weekly events, and they put them here instead of keeping them in the time events section, which I think is a good change, because that way it doesn't look as cluttered in the time events section, and then you have these particular challenges right here. So I think that's really good. So, and going back to the home screen now, another change that happened right here, you see the legendary events. They added that now, so that ship now, you can tap on it and see that there's a new mode there. So if you're a high level player, the cap has been raised from 70 to 80, so now you got another goal to attain, right? And some more things to do for those of you who already have all the characters and whatnot. So there's a new mode right there. Looking at the time events right now, as you can see, they made a few changes here. You can only do 3 playthroughs a day on him, and you can refresh place for 100 gems. And also when you go into the screen, it's probably not going to let me do it because I've already done mine, but you have to use certain characters. Like yesterday you can only use heroes, today you can only use energy characters. So they have some restrictions that kind of force you to rethink your teams and be able to adapt to whatever that day's event particularly entails for you to use. So that, I think that's really good, because it forces us to be able to kind of break the mold and not just go in with our farming team all the time and do the things that we normally do. Anyway, another good change there. The legendary mode, very, very good. If you take a look at the arena energy, you see a timer there. Also, my story mode energy is full right now, so you don't see a timer there, but there's a timer there also where you can see when you're going to recover the next arena point, next energy point, to be able to do arena or to do story mode, which I think is really, really good because it takes away the guesswork. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the characters that were fixed or enhanced, because this is really, really important right here. This is where the big changes or the shift in the meta, I believe, happened here in PvP. So the first change that I'm very excited about is that Lex Luthor's team leader passive was fixed. If you have seen my spotlight on him, I said that his passive was broken, sadly, and it didn't apply the shield. It only applied the 2 affinity ups. I don't know if it applied the turn meter or not, because mine is only at level 1 because I didn't invest in it, but it didn't apply the shield, but now it does, and it's really, really good. So I was able to clear actually a stage that was very, very difficult, and I could not clear even with my strongest team, and I was able to do it with him, Dr. Fate, Firestorm, and Supergirl actually. So very, very good change there, makes him even more viable. I mean, I had been using him in PvP now for the longest time. I think the last 3 seasons of PvP I have been using him. But anyway, moving on. Now we're going to get into some of the changes that I believe affect the meta. One of them being Huntress. Now, Huntress is a burst damage dealer, which is the current PvP meta. That being said, however, Evasion, I believe, is going to be playing a very, very big role, as well as any buffs and things like that. But she used to only be able to stack 2 stacks of Evasion. Now or 3 stacks, I'm sorry. Now she can stack them. I mean, I've had 8 or 9 on her, and I am not even joking. I went into PvP, and by mistake, I chose the wrong team. She was in it, and it was a team that I was just experimenting with, and I didn't want to use them for that particular fight. Anyway, long story short, I lost the match, but that being said, she was the last one standing. There was Striker, Wonder Woman, Legendary 2 left on the field, and there was, I believe it was Cyborg or Green Lantern that was left. Anyway, long story short, the 2 of them were left. She was the only one left. She killed Cyborg, and then she almost killed the Wonder Woman because she could not be touched. Now, I was only left with 3 stacks of evasion up, and that's when she was able to be hit, but for the longest time she was untouchable, and I believe she's going to be making a big appearance now in PvP. I always knew she was great, so I'm really happy to see that they fixed that. First of all, the big hit was also fixed. I should say, second of all, the big hit was also fixed, so now the conditional damage is there, so it's an ability that hits really hard. So I cannot wait to get her to Legendary and start upgrading those skills for her. Now, Dr. Fate is another character that benefits greatly from the new changes, because he was not fixed or anything, but the new changes allow him to shine even more than before. If you're not farming for Dr. Fate, do yourself a favor and start doing it today. Even at 2 stars, this guy was winning defensive battles in PvP with Shields R Us, which is a team that I put together around Shields. And if you haven't watched that video, go ahead and click on the YouTube card above, and it's also going to be in the description below, so you can watch that video and see what I did with that team. So very good character here, because I believe momentum builders and buffers are going to be making a huge appearance in PvP. Now, the next character I want to talk about, and some of you are going to be really surprised that I'm going to talk about him, even though I made a team around him. He was my first Team Synergist video, actually. It's Chemo. Yes, Chemo. The one that everybody complains because they get plenty of shards from him in the PvP packs. Anyway, I always knew he had potential, and I believe with the new changes, this guy is definitely going to be appearing even more so in Arena, because I've been encountering him quite a bit in Arena, but I believe now he's going to be showing even more. So if you haven't been able to see that video, it's called Chemo Bleed, and you can click on the YouTube card or the description down below, and you can see that as well. And also, we're going to be doing a Become a Legend episode on him very soon. Yes, I said I'm going to do a Become a Legend episode on Chemo. That's right. So this guy, keep an eye out for him, because he's going to be appearing even more. Now, another character that got fixed, and he became even more of a, well, now he became a beast, let's just put it that way, was Cyborg. Now, Cyborg, his first ability gives him a 100% hit chance, but it was bugged, because when you got the buff and then you hit, when you fired his charge cannon, most times it would miss. Now, some people thought that it was just because the 100 only meant that it doubled the chance to hit, meaning that it was just a ×2, so 60%. I always said that was wrong, because when you read it, it said 100% hit chance, not a ×2. It wasn't a multiplier. But anyway, now it hits and it lands, and it hits very hard. This guy is awesome. I'm actually going to be uploading tomorrow a video on Team Synergies where he's the leader. Very good character. Now he's a beast, and I took him to Legendary not too long ago. I actually posted the video before I started recording this one, so you can click on the YouTube card or the description below. You can check that out as well. And guys, I believe many other characters are going to be appearing in PvP now with the new changes. Now, burst damage, still very useful, which is the current meta, but I believe that momentum builders and those who can mitigate damage like Green Lantern, Dr. Fate, anybody who can apply shields, Firestorm is a beast, and we're going to be talking about him in the days ahead, because he's a great character. But anyway, guys, these are some of the changes that happened and my thoughts and opinions on it, and some of the characters that I believe are going to be great moving forward. So what are your thoughts on the new update? Do you like the new update? Are you benefiting from it? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section below, or you can tweet me at Commander Lendat on Twitter, and we can continue the conversation about this. And if you found this video useful, please feel free to give it a thumbs up, as that helps us out a great deal. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing so that you don't miss out on all the great content that I'm going to be bringing you in the days ahead. And as always, guys, I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day. See you later.